Hello people! Welcome to the first part of the JSRF tutorial. I'm gonna be covering movements in this game. And one of the most important things when running this game is to constantly watch your speed bar. It's that thing down right, like at the corner. And yeah, it's very important because that's gonna be your the indicator that you're actually going fast. And first of all, I'm gonna talk about the most common bad habit that people have when playing casually this game, and that is trick jumps. So a trick jump is when you're going at full speed or almost full speed, and then you jump. When you do that, you lose a lot of speed. As you can see in the speed bar, we're going at full speed, and now we're going at I don't know, let's call this medium speed. So yeah, at that speed, we're gonna be able to perform other techniques such as short hopping, but I'm gonna be talking about that later. Yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to correct that bad habit. And what I do, every time I got a trick jump, there are situations where it's where you actually have to trick jump, but for the most part I avoid doing that by slowing down a little bit and then just short hopping afterwards to preserve my speed. So yeah, that's it's pretty simple. You just tilt the stick down to slow down and then jump off. But yeah, you have to constantly look at the speed bar, because that's how you're able to tell when you can jump off a rail and not trick jump, and instead just do a short hop. The next thing I'm going to talk about is graffiti camera. It's a really annoying thing of this game. When you're spraying graffiti, the camera is going to change a lot. So yeah, let me find a spray where I can show this. So yeah, as you can see, I approached this graffiti looking that way, and as soon as I started spraying it, I was looking this way. I guess they want to show the whole spray, or I don't really know what they wanted to do, but that's a thing, and it's called the graffiti camera. And this is how I deal with that. So the most common issue with the graffiti camera is usually when players are heading towards a specific direction. Let's say in this case it's gonna be upwards. You will usually just keep pressing that direction while spraying, and something annoying will happen due to the camera, like that. There are two ways you can fix that graffiti camera issue, and I'm gonna explain them both. So during the graffiti camera, you're gonna be facing, or let's assume this is the extra large, right? So we're gonna be facing that direction, and we're gonna be holding, actually we're gonna be facing this direction. Let's just assume this is the extra large and it's going further up. So I'm gonna be holding the thumbstick forward, and the camera is gonna change like this, it's gonna show the spray, right? So that would actually make me, if I kept pressing forward, that would make me go left or something. And I'm gonna fix that by changing my input as soon as the graffiti camera shows up. So after the graffiti camera shows, I'm gonna be pressing right. So the direction I'm gonna be heading is gonna be this way. I'm gonna show that. Show how it looks. Look at my inputs. The input is like the most important thing. So I'm gonna press forward and then right as soon as the graffiti camera shows. So yeah, it looks like this, and then you press forward again to like keep skating once the graffiti camera is gone. How long do you hold it? Well, that depends on how long the graffiti camera is there. So for that matter, for this example, it was like, I don't know, like 2 seconds. So yeah, as soon as the graffiti camera is gone, you can just press, like you can just keep pressing the input. In this case, forward, because that's the one you were pressing before the graffiti camera. This depends on like every direction you're facing. So in this case, it would be left. So if I was going this direction and I wanted to go that way, well, graffiti camera, my input would be left. Like that. And then if I wanted to keep going forward, I just go back to forward. There's other way to fix graffiti camera, and that's by short hopping. I'm gonna demonstrate it on this extra large. So what I'm gonna try to do here is go straight that way and keep jumping. So as long as you're airborne, you can pretty much keep your momentum. The momentum you were facing before graffiti camera. So I'm gonna land here, and then after landing, I'm gonna press like diagonally upright to keep going while the graffiti camera is on. And then my final input, I'm just gonna stop and then keep going wherever I need to. And it looks like this. So yeah, kind of looks like that. Okay, this is the next example of bad graffiti cameras. In this one, we're gonna be grinding. So normally, what's gonna happen here is that you're gonna like that's gonna happen. Like you're not gonna be able to slow down because you were facing forward right here, and the graffiti camera was making you look this way. So slowing down didn't work. And this is how you fix it. When I'm actually not gonna be holding any position. I'm gonna slow down midair before landing, and when on graffiti camera, I'm gonna slow down by pressing left, since that's the way I'm gonna be, like that's the opposite direction that I'm gonna be facing. So yeah, take a look. So here I'm gonna slow down midair, so I have time to like adjust. And then on graffiti camera, I'm pressing left so I can slow down and then keep going. Same thing here. It depends like on the direction you're facing and like what is your opposite direction while on graffiti camera. I'm gonna get that medium tag while doing tricks and slowing down. You can actually slow down and do tricks, so yes, you can like spray the tags, spray the tag while slowing down on graffiti camera while tricking. That's what I actually do. See, that's how you do it. It's the same principle. Okay, I want to mention that there is a specific timing that allows you to spray a medium graffiti without slowing down. It's kind of hard to explain the timing, like you're gonna have to play around with it, but it's only possible with medium tags. Actually, medium, small, and super small. For large and extra large tags, you're gonna have to slow down. And what I normally do is I tap the thumbstick while I'm on Graffiti camera. So I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna show how it looks like, both the timing and like the tapping. There you go. You kind of have to like get a feeling for it. It's not like you must do it this way, but it's the most optimized way to like spray this graffiti sizes. Also, the most optimized way to spray graffiti is to simply just hold the right trigger. Because like spamming it is gonna make you spray slower. You can, and it's more comfortable to just hold the right trigger. All right, now let's talk about dashing. Dashing is pretty much just tapping the left thumbstick forward and getting those black lines on your back. That's a dash. You kind of have to like get the feel for it, because like it depends on like how strong you press the thumbstick and how fast and etc. There's a lot of factors, but what this do is this allows you to accelerate faster, way faster than not getting a dash. Because yeah, as you can see there, I got to normal speed or average speed pretty fast, and if I don't get a dash, it takes longer. I'm gonna try to demonstrate it without a dash. Okay, that works, I guess. Okay, that's how long it takes to get to average speed without dashing. It's like it saves like a second or so, or maybe even less than a second, but it's still a very important strat. So now let's talk about backdashing. This is a trick not much people do. I haven't seen pretty much anyone do this. But yeah, that's what I just did right there. That's pretty much the backdash. So you have to slow down slowly and then input like the direction you want to head, and you'll get a dash out of it. So this is pretty much a replacement to quick turns. I'm not even sure if this is faster than quick turning, but it's pretty useful for some cases. For example, this spray at the end of Rokakudai Heights. It's useful because you don't want to touch the trigger that's gonna activate the cup fight here. Instead, you wanna spray the tag and then just get to average speed as fast as you can and get out of the level. Okay, so there's gonna be times when you try dashing and it's not gonna work for some reason. And whenever that happens, you can just unplug your controller and plug it back in so it refreshes, and then you can dash again. I mostly do this during cutscenes, cause yeah, if you just saw that, like as soon as you unplug the controller, you get this please reconnect the controller screen. So yeah, and that's gonna make you lose time. So yeah. Alright, cool. Alright boys, next up we got skating backwards. So with Y button you can turn around and skate backwards. You don't go faster if you're skating backwards, but it's got some pros. like quick turns, for example. But I'm gonna be talking about that later. I'm gonna mention a basic thing about, and like pretty much the only pro of skating backwards, and that is entering levels. There are levels when if you enter them and keep pressing forward, you're gonna get this annoying slowdown like this. This is pretty much gonna happen, right? So in order to avoid that, we're gonna spam Y as soon as we spawn like this, and we're also gonna be facing, or we're gonna be pressing the direction we want to face, like that. All right, okay. So there's an alternative to spamming Y after entering a level to avoid that weird movement thing. And apart from being an alternative, it might be the only way to deal with that in some cases, and that's jumping. So you can also jump as soon as you enter a new level and avoid that, like here, for example. I'm gonna cover both quick turning and backwards quick turning. So what is a quick turn? A quick turn is pretty much this. It's just turning around faster than having to slow down completely and, you know, do that. The inputs, there are a lot of different inputs to do this, but the one I go for, which is very consistent, it's 100% consistent, is I do half circle press, and then whenever my half circle ended, I tap towards that direction again. So let me demonstrate that. Let's see if I can do that slowly. Yeah, so half circle and then tap, half circle, tap, half circle, tap. It also works to other directions. So let's say you want to go, you want to go like, you want to turn around, and go this direction. My input would be half circle, and then my tap would be right, so because that's the direction I wanna go. So yeah, let's do that again. Like that. Cool stuff, huh? And then I was talking about how skating backwards had some pros, and I mentioned backwards quick turning. The input for a backward quick turn is pretty much the same. I do a half circle and then another, and then a slight tap. The benefit of backwards quick turn is that you can turn sharper or easier. So you can get like crazier angles while quick turning backwards. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about camera reset. How do you do a camera reset, or how do you refresh the camera? To do that, you have to press the left trigger. Wait, let me capture this properly. So the left trigger. So every time you like face a different angle, you can refresh the camera. This is very important because you always you would always want to see where you're facing. This is also very important for movement, since like after a quick turn, refreshing the camera is very important. It also allows you to be more consistent at quick turning, because otherwise you'd have to do an inverted input for it. Okay, next up, we got shuffles and perfect shuffles. A shuffle is when you click the left thumbstick while skating, and it looks like this. That is a shuffle. So, what is it useful for? It just makes you go slow, isn't it? Well, nope. A shuffle is an amazing movement technique because it lets you preserve speed. And yeah, I want you to take a look at my speed bar. I'm gonna do a shuffle right after landing, after grinding and going at full speed, and you'll see that and you'll see that my speed's I'm gonna be losing speed like gradually but very slowly. Like that. And then we can also short hop to keep going fast. Okay, so a perfect shuffle is basically when you're going at full speed or a bit faster than full speed, let's say frame boost speed, and then you click or you perform a shuffle as soon as you hit the ground. I'm not sure if this trick is frame perfect or what, but yeah, it has like a window. You have to time it properly. So let's see if I can get one. Essentially, what this is gonna do is that I'm still gonna be going at full speed according to the speed bar. Okay, that was a perfect shuffle. If you notice closely, right when I landed, I clicked the thumbstick and I was going at full speed. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, I'm quickly gonna talk about short hops now. This is a short hop, pretty much. Short hops, you can do them as soon as you're not going at almost max speed. So let's say you're going at average or a bit more than average speed. You can do one, and that's gonna help you preserve your speed, much like shuffles. But we usually short hop after shuffling, because yeah, that way you can preserve speed, preserve more speed. We have two very important grinding techniques, but first, let's cover the basics. Whenever you hit a rail, and let's say you're going at average speed, you will get to maximum speed very quickly, like pretty much as soon as you touch the rail. But if that's not the case, then it's gonna take more time to get there. Let me showcase this somewhere else, because there's a slope there. So yeah, as you can see here, since there's a slope, I pretty much get to maximum speed immediately. But let me demonstrate this on a straight rail. So yeah, that's how So that's how it looks like when you're going at average skating speed and then you hop on a rail. You get to max speed pretty quickly. But if you're not going at max, or like, I mean at average speed, it will take you more time to get there. So you have to trick, and you trick. Yeah, you trick when pressing the X button, and that's gonna let you go pretty much at maximum speed. So yeah, as soon as you get the rhythm down and constantly press X while grinding, you're gonna be going at full speed. Now, it's very common that you'll be missing the rhythm or the grind combo. You're gonna mess up, and then you're gonna be going pretty slow, or you're gonna be losing speed gradually. So let's say we mess up the combo. A really good way to fix that and immediately go fast is to simply short hop again into the rail. So let me demonstrate that. So I mess up the combo, right? And then I keep losing speed. And let's say I get to the point where I'm like right like that. Shit, I actually need a longer rail for this. So if we get to like short hop speed, we can short hop and then immediately regain all the speed back like pretty quickly. Okay, so those are the basics of grinding. Now let's get more technical. We have this thing, this trick called, or I'm gonna cover dropping in from half pipe. You can stop grinding on a half pipe if you click the left thumbstick. This only works on half pipes. You cannot do this in like regular rails. And this trick is very useful because there's times when you don't want to keep grinding anymore, and you don't want to get frustrated and trick jump. That's a huge mistake. Instead, you can just drop in and face to the opposite direction or wherever you need to go. And thanks to this trick, we can do this other technique called the del transfero. The del transfero is essentially just a way to change directions while grinding. This allows you to go or to grind to the opposite direction. And we perform this by dropping in, pretty much by clicking the thumbstick and then inputting the direction we want to go, which is going to be the opposite of where we're facing, and then jumping back. So it's 3 inputs: clicking, and then the direction you want to go, and then jump. And you have to do it pretty quickly, and it would look like this. You can combine the clicking and the direction inputting into one. So yeah, you can input the direction and then click that direction, and then press A to grind that way. I'm gonna show it again, but slower. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, that's slower. You can see that I'm actually dropping in and jumping towards the opposite direction. I cannot really do it slow. You actually have to be like pretty quick with this. A frame boost is, to my knowledge, I'm not sure about this, but it seems like a frame perfect trick. To perform this trick, you have a really tiny window, and it's based on timing. So, how do you get one? Well, there are different approaches and different ways to get a frame boost. I'm gonna demonstrate them later, but I'm just gonna talk about them first. So the first approach is jumping. So if you trick jumped and then land on a rail and time and like press the A button in a specific timing, you'll get one frame boost. It's important to keep in mind that to get full speed frame boosts, you have to be going at a bit more. You have to be going a bit faster than average speed, because otherwise you'll get a lane boost, which is essentially a frame boost, but it's not that fast as you can see in the speed bar. Because I just got one. So that's one way to frame boost. Then you can also get a frame boost off of a ramp, and it's pretty much the same technique. But this time we will be going at full speed, since ramps and slopes make you go really fast. Okay, and that's how a ramp frame boost looks like. We also have wall ride frame boosts, and it pretty much works the same. You have to time the A button as soon as you touch the wall ride. Alright, that's a wall ride frame boost, or more like a lane boost, because I was going at trick jump or average speed. Useful information about frame boosts. As I mentioned earlier, going at average speed is gonna make you get a lane boost. But you can stack frame boosts. So if you get a chain of frame boosts, it's gonna get, I'm not sure if it gets multiplied, but for sure it makes you go way faster. So if you're really good at timing stuff and you chain 7 frame boosts, you'll go like really fast, as seen in Hibogaga Hill Jet Dash. Now let's talk about other kinds of frame boosts as well. At least I like to consider these two as other kinds of frame boosts, since they're pretty similar. But these two are based on how you land on a rail and on a wall ride. So we got Kiss the Rail. A Kiss the Rail can look like this. That was actually a perfect Kiss the Rail, but you get the idea. A Kiss the Rail can be like anything close to the edge of the rail, and the Kiss the Rail is gonna make you, it's gonna launch you at full speed, and it's gonna allow you to perfect shuffle afterwards, or get a full speed frame boost. And then we got Kiss the Walls, and we also got Perfect Kiss the Walls, and they work pretty much exact the same as Kiss the Rail. Now let's see if I can get one to demonstrate them. Alright. That is a perfect kiss the wall. Okay, next up we got N2Rs. These are also frame boost, but it's a different kind of frame boost, because to my knowledge, these only work on certain rails, like very specific rails. And I'm gonna show you one of the rails where it actually works. For N2Rs, I pretty much just spam the A button. So yeah, this is how N2Rs look like. There we go.